Hello guys. Welcome to Top Anime Sensei. This video is the part 7 of chapter 2 volume 10, The Bustling Daily Life. So if you have not watched the previous parts, then please go check them. The links are in the description. And if you like the video, please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. So without any further delay, let's start. There were still a ton of other traps to go over. Hear all about them and shiver in fear. And so on and so forth. There were other traps as well, but all of them were installed with the intent of staggering the enemies, especially the ones aimed at destroying challengers' weapons. Surely, it would be difficult for them to continue fighting after that. At the very least, it could help us buy some time. Amazing. Those traps sounded amazing. So, you were saying that we don't need to rely on the traps to take out the enemies directly, but instead only harming them slightly? That's the idea, Veldora. I see. Without weapons, no matter how strong they are, they will probably be intimidated. That's when we can break them. Yeah. It's best to just defeat them straight away, but we can figure out something else if that doesn't work. Right now, we can at least get some more time. It looked like this time my trap's only purpose was to stall for time. Although that was a bit disappointing, we can use the time we earned to think of a countermeasure. Then what will you do with the extra time you've got? Since Veldora asked, I decided to answer seriously. What we should not forget is that our labyrinth is different from the normal one. An advanced labyrinth should be strengthened by overcoming various problems, shouldn't it? Of course we should. Then we just need to improve until we can handle the challengers next time. First, we need to deal with Adelman. I'll figure something out for him. I also want to change the environment on the boss floors, for which I'll need Ramirez's help. Okay. Adelman was a cardinal. If I recalled correctly, his role was the archbishop. Strictly speaking, he was supposed to be the support type. It was a mistake to let him be the guardian alone. What we should have done was finding him a partner to act as the vanguard. Besides, I had some ideas of my own. I'd find Adelman and Ramirez later. Next was the guardian on floor 70. Regarding the elemental colossus, we have no choice but to make a new one. Luckily, it just so happens that the perfect man for the job has returned. I had prepared the materials and planned to rebuild it. But it would have been boring to make the same colossus as last time. The perfect man? Ramirez asked with doubt in her voice, to which I nodded in return. Kaijin is back. That guy has a hand for spirit engineering. He would be happy to help. Moreover, the experiment that I've been running might also be of help, so I'll be handing over my research results. You can look forward to the new and improved version of the colossus. Really? That's wonderful. Even though he won't be able to produce the outcome immediately, Kaijin would definitely prove to be a big help. Even in the event that we didn't have enough time to finish it this time, its completion would nonetheless be a threat to future challengers. And regarding floors 80 and below, I think the problems will resolve themselves with enough time. When Zijin awakes, none of the amateur challengers will be able to hurt him. There are also the dragons prepared by Milam. They will probably evolve after staying in the labyrinth for a while. Kumara was still growing as well, so there was no need to panic. One question remained. How much extra time could we salvage? Okay, our plan is settled. All we need to do now is to buy ourselves time. We can't simply rely on my traps alone. There's one thing I want to try out, and I'll need Veldora and Ramirez's help for that. Of course. I got it. The two of them agreed happily. I nodded and turned to Masayuki. Masayuki, you should resume your conquest. Your secondary objective is to break through floors 41 and below, but right now you'd best try to collect a complete ogre set. Indeed, with Masayuki-sama's conquest, it will serve as a tremendous boost to our labyrinth's publicity. We don't have to rush things. Then we should just allow the others to break through floor 40 first. Yeah. On the contrary, you may as well stay away for the time being, lest you get caught up in our operation. You're up to something again, aren't you? Masayuki looked at me skeptically. That really hurt my feelings. It's as if I was always up to no good. That's a secret. In any case, we will be taking measures accordingly from now on. You guys, Miles and Masayuki, will help by just acting as you normally do. I understand. Got it, I'll tell everyone else later. This should do. Let's see just how long my traps can last. Then that's about. Please hold on one moment, I have something to discuss with your majesty. As I was about to dismiss the meeting, Miles stepped in. It looked like he still had something on his mind. What is it? The thing is, what Miles had to say surprised me. Hinata-sama asked whether the prize for completing the labyrinth would be delivered or not. Huh? I couldn't help but gasp. The prize she mentioned was the bait we set for the nobles. We claimed that prizes would be given to people that managed to break through every 10th floor. Did Hinata want those prizes? I mean, she did pull through the floors. Even though she didn't conquer it on the official record, Hinata-sama said that since we challenged it with just means, shouldn't you guys pay us? Murmile said, sounding rather troubled. That may be the case, Hinata-san. But aren't we in a two-way street in this regard? We got to do test runs of the floors, and the Holy Knights got to do live fire training. So why should we pay them? Reject her. But is that really okay? Wouldn't she try to challenge the Labyrinth seriously if we refuse her? It's all right, we can threaten her in time that we will make it public news that you lost to the final boss of the Labyrinth. Gahahaha, how could I ever lose? It was times like these that you could count on him. Besides, if she seriously decided to challenge the Labyrinth, we could use this for publicity. I understand. But, if possible, it is best that Rimuru-sama yourself rejects her in person. But I don't want to. I don't want to be disliked, after all. She's gonna be petty and I would be frustrated as well. So, this type of job should be handled by the resolute and decisive Murmiles-kun. But I heard that terrible things happen when Hinata-sama feels offended. I'll be counting on you then, Murmiles-kun. I interrupted Murmiles and concluded our conversation. Sorry, I don't want to be the buzzkill. If possible, I'd like to be on good terms with beauties. Murmiles already had a villainous look and nerves of steel. And since he always put profit above all else, surely, he would convincingly reject her. Given this to be the case, I must have been hallucinating when I heard the sad sigh of then I'll use my own money to make up for it. The discussion was concluded. Leaving behind a now depressed Murmiles, I left the venue. I told Veldora and Ramirez when to meet up on another day. We had to get all the preparation work done before that, but there was something I wanted to deal with first. Shion was already waiting outside the room, so I went to find Shuna with her. Shuna seemed to be overseeing the dinner preparations and was giving all sorts of orders. There were more and more people in the kitchen, and the place was bustling with all sorts of races. Although I didn't want to call her for the matter I had at hand, we were racing against time, so I made this an exception. Shuna, could I borrow a moment of your time? Rimuru-sama. Please let me know what you need. Shuna happily came to me as I called out to her. It was rare for me to show up in person, and everyone was happy to have me taste test all sorts of dishes. Normally I'd give my opinion on every one of them, but today I had some urgent tasks at hand. Sorry everyone, I'll eat them next time. I happen to need Shuna at the moment. I'll come and have fun with you all next time. Please do come by. We will be waiting for you. Our skills have all improved, you will definitely be impressed next time you visit. Hearing me say delicious seemed to be the equivalent of giving them a 5-star review. The folks were highly motivated. I looked forward to my next visit. Then, Gobchi, I'll leave the rest to you. Yes, Shuna-sama. Please count on me. Gobchi was now the best chef whose skill could only be rivaled by Shuna. When she wasn't present, Gobchi would act as the executive chef. The kitchen was left in good hands. See you guys on another day. After bidding the crowd of disappointed people farewell, we departed. We were headed towards floor 60 of the Labyrinth, the one guarded by Adelman. Thanks for the packed lunch, it was delicious. You are too kind, it's wonderful that you liked it. I thanked her for the bento as we were moving to our destination. Shuna smiled happily. Rimuru-sama, please let me prepare lunch for you next time. Shion volunteered herself. I thought for a moment before giving my answer. I suppose, since you've grown a bit now, maybe you can try to make lunch with Shuna next time? I figured that Shion had become more reliable nowadays. But still, I wanted to put a safety measure on top of that. With Shuna, surely Shion wouldn't be able to run wild. Then Shuna-sama, let's make it tomorrow. Alright Shion. Let's start with the easy stuff first please. Shuna and Shion chatted joyfully. The two were wonderful together during the musical performance as well. They sure were close to each other. As we chatted, we reached floor 60. Excuse us Adelman. To have Rimuru-sama come here in person. I am most regretful of the event that transpired. I shall willingly accept whatever punishment you deemed befitting for me. As soon as I called, Adelman rushed to me and dropped to his knees. Still dramatic as always, but at this point I had come to consider this the norm. No, it came down to our naive planning. It was too difficult for you to handle the Holy Knight Order alone as you are. Your failure was understandable. No, I can only lament my own inadequacies. My opponents were very experienced as well. Yet I resorted to my old tactics I used when I was still the White King. I lost before I could cast even a single spell. At this time, Adelman was just a white without power. Even though he had a wealth of arcane knowledge and combat experience, his body was still in the state of a lesser monster. The magic he could use was limited, and he could only summon lesser undead. The monsters he summoned would evolve after absorbing the magicule in the labyrinth, but it took time to do so. It was going to take a while for Adelman's subordinates to become powerful. What we needed to do now was to make Adelman stronger and fast. It's more important that you now are aware of the extent of your strength. Since you've learned that now, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. Please do ask. To what extent can you use holy magic? Holy magic was the power of faith. It didn't require you to concentrate the magicule in the air, nor was it bound by the amount of magicule you yourself possessed. Aside from requiring more preparation, as long as you possessed the knowledge and sufficient time to chant, you could cast grand spells at little cost to yourself. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched the previous parts, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.